Jai Shri Ram. Now we come to Canto 68. What is the summary? With the concurrence of Markandeya and other sages, Vashishta dispatches messengers to call back Bharat and Shatrughan from their maternal grandfathers. They leave forthwith for the capital of Kaikai and quickly enter that city. Hearing the aforesaid speech of the councillors, Markandeya and others, Vashishta, they say, addressed the following words to the king's friend, the ministers, as well as to all the Brahmins assembled there on that occasion. Since the celebrated Bharat, on whom kingship has been bestowed by the emperor, as urged by Kaikai, is leading a most happy and joyous life at his maternal uncle's with his younger brother Shatrughan, therefore let swift messengers proceed quickly on horses to bring the two gallant brothers. What else can we thoughtfully consider? Then all submitted to Vashishta as follows: let the messengers depart. Hearing that reply of the councillors, Vashishta again spoke as follows: come along, O Siddharth, Vijaya, Jayanta, Ashoka and Nandana. Please hear what has got to be done by you. I speak to you all. Reaching the city of Rajgriha quickly on horses galloping at a swift speed and shaking of grief, you should speak to Bharat under my order as follows. The family priest as well as all the councillors have told you that all is well. Pray, depart hence hastily. There is some most urgent business awaiting you. Going there, pray do not inform him of Ram having gone into exile or his father having demised, or of the threatened destruction of the science of Raghu as a result of these incidents. Taking with you silken robes as well as excellent ornaments for the king, Bharat's maternal grandfather, and for Bharat as a present from the king of Ayodhya, depart at once. Having been furnished with the wherewithals to purchase provisions for the journey, and while about to leave for Kaikai kingdom, mounting horses thought highly of for their swiftness, the messengers proceeded each to his own house to take leave of his own people. Having immediately finished all preparations that remained to be made for the journey and duly permitted by Vashishta, the messengers proceeded post haste to their destination. They moved on, touching Malini river flowing between the extreme southern end of Aparatala mountain and the northern end of Pralamba mountain. Crossing the Ganga at Hastinapur, they proceeded westward and reaching the territory of Panchal through Kurujangala, keenly perceiving lakes with full-blown flowers and rivers containing limpid waters, the aforesaid messengers swiftly moved on because of the pressing nature of their errand. Reaching the bank of the charming river Saranadanda, which not only contained translucent waters but was also full of water and was frequented by birds of various kinds, they speedily crossed it. Reaching a holy tree standing on the western bank of the Saradanda and named Satyopayaksana, so called because of prayers addressed to it invariably proved efficacious, which was worthy of salutation, and going round it clockwise as a token of respect, the messengers entered the city of Kulinga. Emerged from the village of Tejobhi Bhavana and reaching thence the village of Abhikala, the messengers crossed the holy river Ikshumati, associated with the father and grandfather of the deceased emperor. Nay, perceiving Brahmins who had mastered in the Vedas and lived on as much water as could be contained in the hollow of their palms, they reached the Sudama mountain in the interior of Bahilika kingdom, now known by the name of Bulk, by the name of Bulk. Beholding the spot on the top of Sudama mountain containing the footprints of Lord Vishnu, as well as the rivers Vipasa, now known as the river Bias, and Salmati, and other rivers, big wells provided with stairs to reach the water and ponds, pools and lakes, and looking on lions, tigers, deer, and elephants of various kinds, they proceeded along an exceptionally broad highway, keen as they were to execute the command of their master. Even though their horses felt exhausted, the messengers shortly and directly reached the foremost town of Girivraja, the city of Kaikai kingdom, by a long yet peaceful route. For the pleasure of their master, sage Vashishta, as well as for the protection of the people and for vindicating the honor of their king's race, the messengers, for their part, respectfully and speedily entered that town during the night itself. Thus ends Canto 68 in the AYODHYAKAND of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Now we come to Canto 69. The summary: finding Bharat oppressed and sad, his friends try to beguile him by means of music and narration of stories. But when the prince does not return to his normal mood, even then they inquire of him as to what makes him pensive, and Bharat tells them how he saw a bad dream that the previous night. Now we start with the chapter. The very night the aforesaid messengers entered the city of Girivraja, an unpleasant dream, which is being described as follows, was seen by Bharat. Seeing that unpleasant dream at an hour when the night had well nigh ended, Bharat, the emperor's son, felt extremely perturbed. Finding him disconsolate, his friends, who ever spoke kindly to him, commenced chatting in a coterie, seeking, as they did, to relieve his agony. Some friends played upon musical instruments at that time, while others indulged in gentle dance accompanied with vocal and instrumental music with a view to relieving his anxiety, while still others read out to him dramas of various kinds, having mind for their dominant sentiment. The aforesaid Bharat, a scion of Raghu and an exalted soul as he was, did not, however, feel much delighted in company of those friends who spoke kindly to him and indulged in jokes worthy of an assembly. A beloved friend of Bharat spoke as follows and said to Bharat, who was surrounded by many friends, "Why, O friend, do you not join us in rejoicing, sitting as you are in the midst of friends?" To the friend speaking as aforesaid, Bharat replied as follows: "Hear you the circumstances due to which this depression has overtaken me. In a dream, I saw father dejected and falling from a mountain peak, his hair disheveled into a dirty pool of cow dung. He was further seen by me swimming in that pool of cow dung, drinking oil from the hollow of his palms and laughing as if it were again and again. Then, partaking of rice cooked with sesame seeds and himself smeared all over with sesame oil, he took a dip again and again, head foremost in the oil. Also in the dream, I saw the ocean dry and the moon fallen on the earth and the entire globe molested by Rakshasas and others and enveloped as it were in darkness. I further beheld a tusk of the king's elephant broken to pieces and blazing fires suddenly extinguished. I also saw the earth riven and trees of various kinds withered up and mountains too emitting smoke and razed to the ground. Young women, dark and reddish brown of complexion, assailed the king seated on an iron seat, attired in black, nay, adorned with garland of crimson flowers and smeared with red sandal paste. The pious-minded king hastily departed southward in a chariot drawn by donkeys. A young ogress with an ugly face and clad in crimson was seen by me mocking the king as it were and dragging him. During the last night, fearful as it was, this was the vision seen by me as aforesaid. This prognosticates that either myself or Sri Ram or the king or Lakshman is going to die. A column of snow is surely and vividly perceived before long the funeral pile of a man who drives in a dream in a chariot drawn by donkeys. This is why I feel depressed and do not make much of your words. My throat is getting parched, as it were, and my mind is not quite at ease. I do not perceive any tangible ground for fear, yet I experience fear. Nay, my voice has become hoarse and my lustre has departed. Moreover, I have begun to hate myself, yet I do not see any cause for it. Even as I reflect on the course of my evil dreams, which were seen in many forms, a course which was never imagined by me before, and even as I think deeply of the king, whose sight is something which can no longer be anticipated, the great fear that has been roused in me does not depart from my heart. Thus ends Canto 69 in the AYODHYAKAND of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.